What's up, fam? Hey, this is Matt McKenzie. I get the privilege of playing drums for Red Rocks Worship, and I wanted to give you a little tour of my kit, so let's get into it. Over here, from left to right, we are working with a Roland SPD-SX, using Perks samples on this. Shout out Sebastian and Ishmelton. Great product that we're using for a lot of our flow moments. So love it. Got to have it. If you're not using an MPC, got to use an MPC, man. So over here, interesting story about this Ludwig vintage Acrolite. It's actually from the 80s, and a buddy of mine gave it to me because he just didn't want it anymore. So it was one of those rare finds that you find in a drum case. So I've had it ever since. That was about 8 years ago. So use it all the time. It's my side snare, nice and cracky. All the cymbals. Let's go over cymbals real quick. We're working with Heartbeats, so I play exclusively Heartbeats. Shout out to Noel and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for taking good care of me. These are unbelievable cymbals, really, truly crafted to perfection. So working with the Heartbeat Clap Stack. So this is a new release. If you don't have one, get one. It's a really cool thing to use for maybe chorus one that's a little bit up, but maybe not all the way there. So it gives you that extra versatility for a snare hit. So over here we have a 22-inch, 10 series Heartbeat crash. I love this crash because it's really dry and quick, but still gives me that big wash. I like big cymbals, so and a lot of our sound at Red Rocks Worship is really big anthemic songs, and so we want to cover that with big cymbals. So 22-inch, 10-inch, or 22-inch, 10 series rather. Crash. Over here we have the Heartbeat 24-inch ride. This is a jazz ride. It's my favorite ride cymbal. We actually went to heavy. Most people go to light, but man, heavy is just a vibe. It's got that stick definition, but still that wash and that beefiness that you want in a ride cymbal. So over here, this is interesting. I actually broke this cymbal, cracked it on the road when we were in Florida. And I had a buddy of mine who runs a drum channel on Instagram. You should check him out. It's called Jay's Drum Closet. He modded this cymbal for me. It's a 24-inch Epic Series crash, and he put some holes in it, cut the cracks out, and yeah, it's a great washy, super quick accenty cymbal. Sometimes I'll put a sizzle chain on it, and it sounds really great. And then this is a 24-inch custom dry ride that we're using as the right crash over here. It's a bit heavier, and it's not something you'd normally use as a crash cymbal, but I love how brilliant it is and how bright it is, but it's still, you can wash it nice, so it's nice for big choruses. So that's the cymbals. Let's move on to the creme de la creme, so to speak, the kit. So the guys at Franklin Drums, shout out to Will Franklin, to Grady, and the rest of the Franklin team. They are unbelievable at what these guys do. So we asked them to kind of encapsulate a kit that would be like a shout out to Colorado. And here in Colorado we have a lot of aspen trees, so the fall is really beautiful, and so they really capture that in this. These are the Franklin Aspens. We are working with a 10-inch tom, a 12-inch tom, a 16-inch floor tom, and an 18-inch floor tom. Traditionally, when you have two toms up top, most kits go 14, 16, but we wanted the beefiness of the big toms, again, because a lot of our sound is really anthemic, big anthemic songs, so this covers that space. And we do have this one tuned, the 16-inch tuned up a little higher, so it acts as that. And then the kick is one of the most unique kicks. So this was actually a suggestion from Will Franklin himself, was to go with a 22 by 13 kick to give it that shallow feel. And really have something that gives a lot of good punch. So that's the kick drum. And then last but not least, the snare drum. This is probably my favorite piece from Franklin. It's the Franklin Copper 14 by 6.5. This is as close to a Ludwig Black Beauty as I've ever gotten. And I've been a Ludwig Black Beauty guy all my life. I will never play another snare other than the Franklin Copper 14 by 6.5. This is an unparalleled snare. Using 32 strand wires on the bottom. Sometimes on both of these snares, actually, we'll throw off to give it a little more open feel for down choruses. We like to do some stuff with mallets and really cool cinematic stuff. So that's the kit, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Always DM me if you have questions. I will always respond to you. Just grateful to be a part of this Worship Drummer fan. Later.